My name is Heather Beck. I am originally from Wisconsin, but I currently reside in Salt Lake City, Utah. I train dogs for a living. It's the best job in the world. Training, I started officially probably 6 years ago, but previous to that, since about 1995, I've been around dogs and working with dogs, fostering dogs, having dogs in my home, I guess if that counts as training. I didn't have dogs as a child, surprisingly enough, so I kind of wanted to make up for it as an adult, and I ended up fostering my first dog and adopting my first dog from the Arizona Humane Society in 1995. And he just became such a big part of my life that I just knew that I could work with other dogs and could make dogs good and be in homes. I actually trained with Cesar Millan's right-hand man. The time frame was Cesar's show had just come out, and they were actually just starting this school of dog psychology. So I actually was the first female to ever go through and the second student to ever go through. I mostly practice dog psychology, which includes a lot of thinking and acting, dealing with dogs the way they deal with each other. Obviously we're not dogs, but we try and kind of mimic that as closely as possible so that we're dealing with them on a natural level. It's hard to ask a dog to come to our level. It's much easier to come down to their level. So dog psychology is the main approach that I use. So the difference between dog behavior and obedience is a lot of times we are working more with the dog's natural instincts. So when I'm actually teaching a dog to go into what looks like a sit position, I actually refer to it as a submissive posture. When I'm getting a sit, if I'm utilizing a treat, I may physically be getting what I want. Psychologically, they're not necessarily there. They're already eating the treat. So when I'm actually getting a calm, submissive behavior with the dog, not only do I have control physically, I also have control psychologically. And with any size dog, that's what you need. If you have control of the body, you also have control of the mind. Okay, at our training center, we offer a lot of different services, but one of our biggest that we like to offer is socialization for difficult dogs, also known as Back to Basics. So every Saturday, what we offer is we offer 3 different sessions for owners to come down with their dogs. And these aren't necessarily always your typical dogs. These are mostly dogs that at one point or another have been labeled either human aggressive or dog aggressive. They can come down to the socialization. We have everybody in the room with the dogs, and all we ask the owners to do is to keep moving, keep walking. We deal with the dogs. It actually gives the dogs an opportunity to learn more from each other than from human intervention. The one thing I wish every dog owner knew is probably crate training. Dogs in their natural existence are den animals. No matter how different every dog looks between each other, they're 99% wolf. So we're still looking at a den animal, and we're actually creating a very natural existence for them by allowing them to have a crate, which is basically a human-built den. The crate is a good thing. In my opinion, I would say that probably 80% of the dogs that end up at the shelter would not be there if the people had originally crate trained the dogs. You can get a hold of me through either our website, www.k9lifeline.net, or also by phone.